Welcome to Everyday English Class. Can you describe your morning in English right now? Not just I wake up, but what you really do, how you really feel, the small details that make your day yours.
Most English learners know the word wake up, but they go completely silent after that. By the end of this video, you will never go silent again.
My name is Grace.
And my name is Peter.
If you are enjoying this 30-day journey with us, please give this video a like.
And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a day.
Yesterday, on day 2, we talked about family and friends. Today, we are taking it one step further.
Today, we are talking about your daily routine, the things you do every single day.
And here is our question for today. We will come back to it at the end, but start thinking now.
What is the one part of your daily routine that you absolutely cannot live without?
Think about it. Hold that thought. And let's get started. So, Peter, be honest with me. What does your morning actually look like?
Honestly, a little chaotic.
Tell me more.
Okay, my alarm goes off at 7. I hit snooze. Then it goes off again. I hit snooze again.
How many times?
3 times. Maybe 4.
Peter.
I know. But after the 4th snooze, I finally get up, I go straight to the kitchen, I make coffee, and I just sit there for a few minutes doing absolutely nothing.
That is actually very important. That quiet moment in the morning.
It is my favorite part of the day, honestly. The whole house is quiet. Nobody needs anything from me yet. I just sit with my coffee and slowly become a human being again.
Slowly become a human being. I love that.
What about you, Grace? Are you a morning person?
I really am, actually. I wake up without an alarm most days, around 6:30.
That is either very impressive or slightly concerning.
I think it is just a habit now. I wake up, I do about 20 minutes of stretching, and then I make tea and sit by the window.
Tea, not coffee?
Always tea. Coffee makes me too anxious.
So we both have that quiet morning moment, just with different drinks.
Exactly. And I think that tells you something important. Daily routines are very personal. Nobody's routine looks exactly the same. But we all have patterns. We all have habits. And today, we are going to learn how to talk about all of it in English.
By the way, notice what we just did. We described our mornings using very simple language. Past tense for specific moments. Present simple for habits. We will come back to that in the lesson.
Now, before we go further, let's learn some important words for today. These are words you will hear throughout this whole video. So pay attention now, and they will feel familiar when they come up again.
Our vocabulary section. Let's go.
First word, routine. A routine is a set of actions you do regularly, usually in the same order. You can say, I have a morning routine, or my evening routine helps me sleep better. A routine gives your day structure and predictability.
Think of a routine like a playlist. You have your favorite songs, you play them in the same order. It just feels right.
I love that. Next word, habit. A habit is something you do so regularly that it becomes almost automatic. You do it without really thinking. You can say, drinking tea in the morning is a habit of mine. Or, I have a habit of reading before bed.
The difference between a routine and a habit is small but important. A routine is something you plan and follow. A habit is something your body just does on its own after enough repetition.
Great explanation. Next word, productive. If you are productive, it means you are getting things done effectively. You are using your time well. You can say, I feel more productive in the morning. Or, my most productive hours are between 9 and 12.
I am extremely productive between 9 and 9:15. After that, it gets complicated.
Next word, Exhausted. Exhausted means extremely tired, much stronger than just tired. You can say, by Friday evening, I am completely exhausted. Or, I was so exhausted, I fell asleep on the sofa.
Exhausted is one of those words that feels exactly like what it means. Even saying it slowly feels tiring.
Exactly. Next word, unwind. To unwind means to relax and release the stress of the day. You can say, I like to unwind by watching a film in the evening. Or, cooking actually helps me unwind after work.
Unwind is a beautiful word. Imagine a spring that has been wound up tight all day. In the evening, you slowly let it loose. That is unwinding.
Perfect image. And our last vocabulary word today? Consistent. To be consistent means to do something regularly without stopping. You can say, the key to learning English is being consistent. Or, she is very consistent with her exercise routine.
Consistent is probably the most important word in this entire lesson, because a routine only works if you are consistent with it.
So our 6 words today are routine, habit, productive, exhausted, unwind, and consistent. You will hear all of them again very soon.
Now let's talk about how we actually describe daily routines in English. The grammar is simpler than you think.
Yes, for daily routines, we use the present simple tense. This is for things you do regularly, every day, every week, things that are habits.
For example, I wake up at 7. I have breakfast at 8. I start work at 9. Simple, clear, natural.
We also use time expressions to make our routines sound more natural. Words like first, then, after that, and finally.
For example, first I make coffee. Then I check my phone. After that, I get dressed. Finally, I leave the house.
These little words create a flow. Reconnect your actions and make your English sound smooth and organized.
We also use frequency words. Always, usually, sometimes, rarely, never. These tell people how often you do something.
For example, I always have tea in the morning. I usually go for a walk after lunch. I sometimes work late. I rarely skip breakfast. I never miss my evening reading.
These words are small, but they add so much personality to your routine description.
Now let's see all of this in action. Let's do a quick role play before we go into the full situations.
Quick preview. Imagine you are meeting someone new and they ask about your day. Here is how a natural conversation sounds.
So what does a typical day look like for you?
Well, I usually start pretty early. I am up by 7, have a quick breakfast, and then I am at my desk by 8:30.
Are you a morning person then?
I am getting there. I used to really struggle in the mornings, but I have been trying to build a more consistent routine lately.
That is a great answer. Notice Peter used the word consistent naturally. He described his routine with time expressions, and he added a personal detail about struggling in the mornings. That detail is what makes conversation feel real.
Now, let's go into our full role-play situations.
Situation 1. Talking about your daily routine with a new colleague at work.
This is one of the most common conversations you will have in an English-speaking environment.
I will be the new colleague. Peter, you are showing me around on my first day.
So, how are you finding everything so far?
It is a lot to take in, honestly. I am still trying to figure out the rhythm of the day here.
It takes a little time. What time did you get in this morning?
I got here at about 8:45. I like to get in a bit early to settle in before things get busy. It is just part of my routine.
That is a good habit, actually. Most people here arrive between 9 and 9:15, so you will have a quiet window.
Perfect. That productive quiet time in the morning is really important to me.
I completely understand. Do you usually bring lunch or go out?
I usually bring something from home. I find it helps me unwind a little in the middle of the day without having to rush around.
Smart. There is a nice spot in the courtyard if the weather is good.
Oh, that sounds lovely. I will definitely try that.
Notice the idiom we used there. Take in. When Grace said it is a lot to take in, she meant there is a lot of new information to process and absorb. You can say, this is a lot to take in right now. Or, give me a moment. I need to take all of this in.
Situation 2. Describing your routine to a language exchange partner online.
This is very common for English learners. You meet someone online and they ask about your life and your day.
Hello. It is so nice to finally chat with you properly.
You too. So tell me, what does a typical weekday look like for you?
Well, I wake up around 6:30, which I know sounds early, but I actually love mornings. I do a bit of stretching, have my tea, and then I usually spend about 30 minutes on English practice before work.
Oh, that is impressive. You fit in study time before work?
I try to be consistent with it. If I leave it for the evening, I am usually too exhausted to concentrate properly.
I know exactly what you mean. My brain is completely switched off by 9 at night.
Huh, mine too. What about you? What does your morning look like?
Honestly, a bit chaotic. I am not a natural morning person. I have been trying to build a better routine, but old habits die hard.
Did you hear that idiom? Old habits die hard. It means habits that you have had for a long time are very difficult to change. You can say, I keep going to bed late. Old habits die hard. Or, he still checks his phone first thing in the morning. Old habits die hard.
It is one of the most natural and commonly used idioms in everyday English conversation. Situation 3. Talking about your evening routine with a close friend.
This is a more casual and personal conversation. The language is warmer and more relaxed.
Grace, you seem really relaxed today. What is your secret?
Huh. I have been really protective of my evenings lately, actually.
What do you mean?
I made a decision a few weeks ago to switch off from work by 7 o'clock every evening. No emails, no messages, just my own time.
That sounds amazing. How has it been going?
Honestly, it has been a game changer. I cook something I actually enjoy making, I read for about an hour, and I am in bed by 10. I wake up feeling like a completely different person.
I need to do that. I always say I will unwind properly in the evening, but I end up just scrolling on my phone for 2 hours.
I used to do exactly the same. But once you break that habit and replace it with something better, you wonder how you ever lived any other way.
Right. I need to sort out my evening routine completely.
2 idioms appeared naturally in that conversation. First, a game changer. Something that is a game changer completely transforms your situation for the better. You can say, getting 8 hours of sleep was a game changer for my energy levels. Or, learning this grammar rule was a total game changer for my writing.
And second, sort out. To sort something out means to organize it, fix it, or deal with it properly. You can say, I need to sort out my morning routine. Or, let's sort out a plan for the week.
Situation 4. A university student talking about their study routine.
Very useful for younger learners or anyone who is currently studying.
So, how are you managing your study schedule this semester?
Honestly, it has been up and down. I do really well for a few weeks, and then I completely fall off track.
I think everyone goes through that. What does your ideal study day look like?
When everything goes to plan, I wake up at 8, have breakfast, and study for 2 hours in the morning while my brain is fresh. Then I take a proper break for lunch, do another hour or 2 in the afternoon, and then I am done.
That sounds very sensible. Do you manage to stick to that?
Maybe 3 days out of 5. The other 2 days, I wake up late, feel behind, and then I cannot get into the right headspace to study at all.
I think the key is not to be too hard on yourself when that happens. Just get back on track the next day.
You are right. I need to stop trying to be perfect and just be consistent.
Two things to notice there. First, fall off track. To fall off track means to stop following your plan or routine. You can say, I was doing really well with my exercise, but I fell off track last month. The opposite is get back on track, which means to return to your plan after losing your way.
And second, get into the right headspace. This means to get your mind into the right mental state for something. You can say, I cannot get into the right headspace to study when the room is noisy. Or, I need a few quiet minutes to get into the right headspace before a presentation.
Situation 5. Talking about how your routine changed after a big life event.
This is a deeper and more personal conversation. It shows how routine connects to real-life changes.
Peter, you seem different lately. More settled somehow.
Do I? Honestly, I think moving to a new city completely reset my routine.
Really? In a good way?
Mostly yes. When I lived back home, I had fallen into really bad habits. Late nights, skipping meals, never exercising. My whole routine was all over the place.
And now?
Now I had to start from scratch. New city, nobody I knew. So I had to build my days deliberately. I started waking up at the same time every day. I found a gym nearby. I started cooking properly.
That is a really positive way to look at a big change.
I think sometimes you need a fresh start to break the patterns that are not serving you anymore.
That is such a healthy mindset, and it shows that routines are not just about time management, they are about who you want to become.
Notice two things there. First, all over the place. When something is all over the place, it means it is disorganized, inconsistent, and without any clear structure. You can say, my sleep schedule is all over the place right now. Or, his emotions were all over the place after the news.
And second, start from scratch. To start from scratch means to begin again completely, from the very beginning with nothing carried over from before. You can say, I deleted everything and started from scratch. Or, moving abroad gave me the chance to start from scratch.
Now let's look at our idioms and phrases from today all together. You heard all of these naturally in the role plays. Now let's make sure they are locked in.
Idioms and phrases section. Let's go through them one by one.
First, a lot to take in, meaning there is a lot of new information to process at once. Example, starting a new job is always a lot to take in at first.
Second, old habits die hard, meaning habits you have had for a long time are very difficult to change. Example, I know I should stop checking my phone before bed, but old habits die hard.
Third, a game changer, meaning something that completely transforms your situation for the better. Example, having a consistent morning routine was a total game changer for my productivity.
Fourth, sort out, meaning to organize, fix, or deal with something properly. Example, I really need to sort out my sleeping schedule this week.
Fifth, fall off track, meaning to stop following your routine or plan. Example, I was exercising every day, but I fell off track when work got busy.
Sixth, get back on track, meaning to return to your routine or plan after losing your way. Example, I had a bad week, but I am determined to get back on track from Monday.
Seventh, get into the right headspace, meaning to prepare your mind mentally for something. Example, I always need 10 quiet minutes to get into the right headspace before I start studying.
Eighth, all over the place, meaning disorganized, inconsistent, and without clear structure. Example, before I started my morning routine, my whole day felt all over the place.
And ninth, start from scratch, meaning to begin again completely from the very beginning. Example, my old routine was not working, so I decided to start from scratch.
9 idioms and phrases, all heard naturally first, all explained clearly now. Use even one of these in your next English conversation, and you will immediately sound more fluent. Now let's come back to our metaphor from the beginning of this lesson.
We said daily routines are like a playlist.
Your favorite songs played in the right order.
But here is the thing about a playlist. Sometimes a song you loved starts to feel old.
So you swap it out for something new.
Your routine is exactly the same. It is not fixed forever. It grows and changes with you.
Some parts of your routine will stay the same for years, like that morning cup of tea or coffee.
And some parts will change completely because you change. Your life changes.
The goal is not a perfect routine. The goal is a consistent one that genuinely works for you.
And now you have the English to talk about it. Clearly, naturally, confidently.
Now let's wrap up everything we covered today. But not as a list, just as a conversation between two friends recapping a great lesson.
Okay, so we started by talking about our own mornings, which I think made everything feel very real and relatable.
Yes, and through that casual chat, we naturally covered the present simple tense for routines, time expressions like first, then, after that, and finally, and frequency words like always, usually, sometimes, rarely, and never.
Then we learned 6 vocabulary words: routine, habit, productive, exhausted, unwind, and consistent.
Then we did 5 role-play situations: a new colleague at work, a language exchange partner, an evening routine with a friend, a university student's study day, and how routine changes after a big life event.
And inside those role plays, we heard 9 natural idioms and phrases, which we then reviewed properly in our dedicated idioms section.
The big lesson today is simple. Your daily routine is one of the most personal things about you. It is the rhythm of your life. And now you can share that rhythm in English.
Beautifully said.
And now, the moment we asked you to think about at the very beginning.
Our question of the day.
What is the one part of your daily routine that you absolutely cannot live without?
It can be your morning coffee, your evening walk, your reading before bed, your gym session, anything at all.
Write it in the comments in English. Just 2 or 3 sentences. Tell us what it is, when you do it, and why it matters to you.
Use the vocabulary and idioms from today if you can. We will be reading every single comment.
Before we go, thank you. Thank you for showing up for day 3.
3 days in a row. That is not luck. That is consistency. And consistency is exactly what we talked about today.
Your English routine is forming, day by day, step by step.
We will see you tomorrow for day 4. Don't miss it.
You can do it. We are cheering for you every single day.
Take care, everyone. Goodbye for now.